Hello and welcome back to FGTN. I'm Alex Tim, your host. Every week we try to do these at 6 p.m. Central on Tuesdays, fishing gear and tech news. Tonight's podcast episode is going to be a little bit different than normal, but it's going to be a blast. Welcome to 2024. Happy New Year to everybody here. We've got a few new pieces of gear we're going to talk about. We've got the Z-Man Gobius Swimbait. We've got the Crappie magnet Jighead. And we've also got the Fuel Kegs are now available at Menards, so we're going to take a look at that. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about 2024 and the goals that we have for the channel and what the plans are for this year. So we'll make sure that we jump into the gear first, so that way everybody that's here for that can hear about that. And if you want to stick through to the end of the stream, you can hear what's up and coming for this year. What are my plans? How am I planning on attacking this year, both from a content and a fishing perspective? What you can expect here on the YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all the places that you're going to see the channel show up. So I'm really excited to jump in. If you are here live with us or on the replay, go ahead and type into the comments here who's tuned in and have you set any goals for 2024. And hopefully you're going to get a lot more fishing in this year, because I know that I surely am compared to last year in 2023. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. The first piece of gear that I want to talk about tonight is from Trout Magnet. So you'll see it here on the screen. It is called the Eye Hole Scent Holder Jigs. This guy right here is really interesting and unique. I haven't seen this before. I don't know exactly when it came out, but I just recently saw this. I believe it's a fairly new lure. Let me know in the comments if you've seen this before or even have tried it. I'll walk through what it is and why it supposedly will work. And I've never seen anything like this. So first thing I want to show you is this. I'm sure all of us have used or have seen these guys right here. Let me scroll down. Crappie magnet slab bites. Maybe not this brand, but crappie nibbles. Some people call them corn, but they're these little nibbles that you usually will use for panfish, right? Crappie nibbles. That's what I call them, at least. Well, those come in really important with this jig, because if you look at this jig, there's an eye, there's a hole in the head of the jig. And the intention is you stick that crappie nibble, just like you're seeing here in this photo. I'll zoom in here. You actually put the nibble inside of the head, the eye hole, the first jig head that holds your scent in place. So instead of putting it onto the hook of your jig, you actually put it into the head. That allows you to either have a smaller presentation where you just have a smaller hook because you don't need to put that on there. You could put something else on there like a minnow head, waxy, or you could do something like this where you put a feather on it, you put some sort of a skirt on it, or whatever you want to do. I have not seen these before. I believe this is a fairly new thing. The hole holds the scent. It can hold any scent securely, allowing you to cast and catch multiple times on one scent. I haven't had too big of an issue with the crappie nibbles falling off of my hook during even open water season, but I can imagine how this will hold it a lot more firmly, and you're not going to have necessarily those panfish coming and pecking it off. So I'd be interested to know what you guys are thinking. They also have the double cross side barbs to hold any jig body longer. So you'll see maybe in one of these photos they show it here. This white one has the best image of it. I'll zoom in a little bit. So you've actually got the lure, the plastic holder on there as well. So if you wanted to put like a soft plastic body or something over it, it'll hold it on from being pulled off. So that's pretty good. Made with quality mustad hooks. Everybody loves mustad hooks. And you can see here they've got 132 ounce jig head, size 4, all the different sizes that they have. The fin spin blade spin on both the fall and retrieve. So it's the fin spin eye hole. Where do they have that? This guy right here. So they have one that even has a spinner on the back of it, which is awesome. And then hair jigs that are hand tied. So you can either get ones that come with the hair jig, or you can just slide those on, or whatever plastic that you like. So I thought these were pretty cool. So if you're interested in getting them, I'll have the links to these just like I always do down below in the description, and I'll pin it as a comment as well. Once the stream's over, I'll get that added in here. Has anybody seen these before? Interested to know. All right, let's check. Let's check who's checking in the chat. Hey, Aaron, yes, pretty quiet. We started a couple minutes late. You were here on time, so appreciate that. John Zick, nice to see you here. Chris Jacobson, yes, I caught more fish. Not that night, but the next day I spent out there too. And all I have to say is you're gonna want to watch the videos when they come out. I'll have 2 videos from this last weekend on Lake of the Woods coming out here as soon as I can get them all edited up. I've got a couple more videos that got to come out before that, but stay tuned to the channel because there's some nice ones coming out. But it wasn't the night after the live stream. Ryan, Waterford, Wisconsin, checking in. How do you do? Thanks for jumping on. OTC Outdoor Adventures, Trusty, Sam in the Woods, Mike Peace, Alpina Chad. Apologize if I butchered your name there. Mike, Samuel, lots of guys tuning in here. In terms of what we're talking about here, CRB has said he's never seen eye holes like this before. Eric hasn't seen them before. Are they on stores or just online? I know that they're online on a few websites, but I don't know if they're actually in stores yet. I'll check here later tonight, and if they are, I'll make sure that they're linked up. I usually check Cabela's, Bass Pro, Shields. Those are typically the places that I'll look to see if they are in stores yet. Something similar to the eye holes, but can't remember the name. Macula tackle makes something like that where it can go vertical or horizontal, however you tie it. I know with macula tackle, I haven't seen anything like this, but macula tackle has macula tackle. Let's pull them up. They have a jig that this guy right here. So it's an easy to tie eye. I wonder if they've got a better version of it here. This actually looks pretty good. Wonder if they'll give us a better picture of it here. Yeah. This is a pretty good one. So what you get with macula tackle that's a little bit different is they've got the longer eye hole here, but that's for your line. So that way when you tie it, if you tie it to the top, it'll hold itself vertical. If you slide your knot to the top here, you'll be able to go horizontal. But they don't have anything that I know of that will actually hold a scent in it. But that's a good call out. They do have a unique eye design from macula tackle as well. Never seen them. Yes, walleye were one of the species caught. That is for sure. Interesting concept. Got Dorian checking in, Dizelle, Powered, Terry. Thanks for joining and hopping in. All right, moving on. So we've got the Gobius from Z-Man. So I'm a huge swim bait fan when it comes to open water fishing for sure. And this was one that I saw and I'm like, I think I'm going to need to get this. This is a pretty exciting thing for this upcoming season. This is new. It just came out, I believe, within the last 2 weeks. It's so realistic and lifelike. Like I can't imagine a fish not smashing this thing. So I don't really have a whole lot to tell you about it. They have them in a few different color patterns. So here is the perch pattern. They've got a sexy shimmer blue. I actually like this one. It doesn't, is the shimmer must be blue because this does not look blue. That looks yellow and white to me. They've got bubble gut. That one looks pretty cool. They've got a green pumpkin goby. I bet you that thing's going to be fire this year. Oh, green pump. This is the green pumpkin goby with the purple in it. This one's called the Deal. This one's called Hot Snakes, Natural, and then PB&J. These look great. They have them in 3-inch length, 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, or 3/8 ounce. Take your pick. Mimicking the body shape and detail of a real goby, the Gobius Swimbait is poured from impossibly soft yet durable Elastec. I was doing just a brief little bit of research. Elastec, I don't know enough about soft baits yet. I'm going to learn a little bit more next year about them. But Elastec is supposedly one of the most premium super plastics that are out there. They they really like they stretch and they don't break, which is pretty cool. I'm sure you guys know a lot about them if you are a plastics kind of guy. Key specs include a split dorsal fin, brush guard, bottom hugging jig harness that enables the Gobius swimming, uh, creeping action while always deflecting cover, and a deep compressible hook pocket that skyrockets for your hook set ratio. So we can see the hook is right inside of, there's a slit here in this top of the dorsal where the hook goes in. And then when something bites down, because it's so soft of plastic, I haven't seen it in person, but that hook will supposedly come right on out and give you some good hookups. Look at the eyes on this thing. Pretty fancy. Pretty fancy. Some plastics stink. Yes, some plastics do stink. Hopefully this is not one of them. I think Marling Bates made a video of making something similar. Awesome. What's up, Thunder Snow? Thanks for tuning in. Okay. One more new item here that I want to talk about is the from Hog Outdoor. So Hog Outdoor, I should actually go back to their homepage here. Hog Outdoor, the reason why I know about them is I always used to use the Otter LED light strips in my flip overs and in my hub shacks. Two reasons why I stopped using them. I probably have purchased 12 different sets. And if you know, they're now like 60 to 70 or $75 for those the 2 pro light strip set. Crazy expensive. That's one reason. And two, I was actually having issues with the lights burning out over time where they get the dark, they're overheating and they're burning out. And I know some people are like, oh, well, if you plug it into a lithium battery, a LiFePO4 battery, it's a higher voltage that can cause that. Even when I didn't have them plugged into those, I was running into those issues. So I was trying to find an alternative. My go-to lights that I have now, and I actually put them in one spot in the core ice house that I'm using this year, is they have these light bars. Not what we're going to talk about tonight, but I'm going to show you why I know about them. They've got these. So these are single light bar kits. And essentially what it is exactly what it shows here. So this is not flexible. That's an aluminum frame to it. It's got 2 green plastic ends on it, just a black wire on either side, and then you've got the LED strip in the middle. It's more of a warm white light on it, but this thing puts off a good amount of light. It's warm white versus like the cool white that you may like that you consider as daylight. This is more of a warm, easier on the eyes one at night. They have a USB version of it, or they have a version of it that you can go ahead and plug into like the red and black on your battery. So this is how I know about them. This year, they actually reached out to me, I think it was last week, and let me know that they came out with a new product this year. And he said he's going to send me one to try out. So I'm excited. Like home doors, you can get these types of lights for like your garage, right? So you can screw them into the light socket in your garage and then you have a lot more light. That's typically, or in your basement or something. This is similar, except it's meant for 12 volt and it's meant for like your ice fishing house. So you get 2 of them. It's got the 3 different blades on them, and the blades move back and forth. So you can customize which area that they're pointed at. This is a dual set that has a 4-foot interconnected cord, so you can have them 4 feet apart. And then you can plug them directly into a battery. You can also get a USB charging cord for it as well. So you can charge via USB as well. And I think they say never exceed 1 cluster light when powered by USB. However, do not exceed 3 lights connected together in a series or parallel when using a 12-volt power supply. So you can connect up to 3 of them together if you're getting connected to a battery. You can only use 1 of them just because of how much wattage these bulbs are taking if you're going to be using USB. Of course, you can plug multiple of them in, but I think they just don't want to overwork the wire that they have here. Then they've got padded storage bags, Velcro straps, and hanger hooks. These look really cool. One of the things that I looked at was what is the wattage output? And they don't have it on this page. I think they have it on the single page, which is probably right here. Here we go. They don't have wattage. They have lumens. I'm sorry. 1,000 lumens of output in each of these. That's really bright. So it's just a new way to light up your ice house, whether you have a hub style. The idea here is it works perfect. Just put it in the hub and you can see how light it and bright it gets rather than having strips and stuff all over. I'm excited to try this out this year. I've got a few different hubs that I'm going to be using this year that I'm going to try it out in. I think this thing could be awesome. I mean, even like all season round, this thing could be great. The current draw is 0.6 amps. So think 0.6 amps on a 12-volt battery. You can kind of do based off of, holy crap, 1,000 lumens. Yes. Are those Velcro straps for mounting? Yes. But I don't think that they call them Velcro because I think Velcro's trademark. They call them hook and loop. If you ever see that, that means Velcro. But yeah, there's Velcro straps, but they also give you these hooks too. So my assumption based off of what I've seen so far is that there's a place to hook those hooks to, so that way you can hang the light up with a hook too. So like if you had a hook on the ceiling, you could do it that way. And you can do the barrel connectors, you can do the red and black, or you can get the USB connector for it. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I wouldn't get sunburnt, will I? Hopefully not. I mean, we'll see, right? A photo is helpful that they have on here, but I think what's more helpful is a video, and I'll get this on video. Not going to do probably a full dedicated video to these, but as we go throughout the season, stay tuned to the channel and we'll be sure to talk about it. All right. The other product that I want to talk about before we talk about 2024 in goals is the Fuel Keg. So we talked about this guy last week, saying, hey, it's coming out, supposedly available soon in Menards. This is they have two versions of it. Starter kit, where you get a fuel keg. This is not sponsored, but I just want to let you know that they are available now at Menards. This is so you can have refillable 1-pound propane tanks. They've got the stand, you get the filling adapter, you get the 1-pound tank, and that's $29.99. We now know the price. Or for $17.99, you can get just the 1-pound cylinders. A couple things to note based off of questions that were asked last week. One is this doesn't, like the breather on it doesn't spin in a circle. You take it off and you turn it like halfway or a quarter of the way to open and then halfway or a quarter of the way back. It's got like notches in it, so it looks super easy to use. And then two, this is a proprietary fill adapter. So on the top of the tank, there is a port that lines up with a knob that's in here that you can kind of see in this picture. That's a metal like finding port for the breather that has to be attached. So you can't interchange Flame King with the fuel keg. If you have the Flame King 1-pound cylinders, you have to use their nozzle for those, and you have to use this nozzle for the fuel keg. So just wanted to call those things out. They're available now at Menards. Check them out. I don't know of any other place that they're available right now. I know they're not on Amazon yet, and I didn't see them really anywhere else. So if you want to get them now. I'm sure they're probably going to sell out like the Flame King ones do every year, but kind of a cool option. Save big money at Menards. Yeah. In fact, I think, doesn't Menards have right now? I think they've got the save 15% with like the brown paper bag. If you got a Menards by you, where they've got like the brown paper bags at the door, pick it up and anything you fit in the bag, you get 15% off. And that's instant. It's not like a mail-in rebate. So I'd pick up one of those bags, throw a couple of these guys in there, and you can save 15%. Pretty sweet. Menards lumber is atrocious. Fortunately, we're not buying their lumber here today. All right, cool. Next, what is in store for 2024? So I want to talk through this. I'll try to zip through it because I'm sure some people may be interested in what to expect on the channel for 2024. Some people may not. So I wanted to cover the gear stuff first. Moving forward through 2024. So it's January 2nd. We got a full year ahead. Every year I set out goals at the very end of the stream. When I'm done with this, I'll show you a format that I use every year, both personally and for for the channel. I put together, here's my goals for the year. If you haven't set New Year's resolutions or goals for yourself, I highly encourage you. I think it's a good practice to get into. If anything, give yourself 1 or 2 things that you want to focus on for the year. And it's kind of fun year after year how you see improvement. So for this channel, what's in store for the YouTube channel and all the other social media platforms? We will continue to be fishing gear and tech focused. That's what you can continue to expect. What is the value that I plan with all of my content? So this year I really got dialed in. Last year I really got dialed in 2023 around fishing gear and tech. Kind of before that, it was like the channel was all over the place. Some fishing stuff, some just random videos. And what I found out is that I need to make sure that I'm providing a value that there's not really very many other people providing, and that's around the gear and tech. And so there's 3 key things that I focus on when I'm making the content as we move forward. One is being informed. I want to make sure that I'm informing all of you as the viewers about the gear and tech. Is there ways to save time researching the products? I do a lot of in-depth reviews and comparisons on products, both from fishing gear and ice fishing gear. And I'm going to continue doing that. And saving you money, I do a lot of deal streams where we talk about when things go on sale, give you exclusive promo codes, Black Friday deals, Amazon Prime Day deals, Shields promos, all those types of things. We'll continue doing that as well. So that's a key thing for the channel. Second is easy. I want to make it easy for you. So if we talk about gear on the channel, if we talk about a sale deal, I'll make sure that I link it all down below to make it as hassle-free as possible for you. And I'll try to find the retailers that have them, so it's as easy as you guys clicking the link. And then fun. We got to have fun. So from an entertainment value perspective, I'll try to make sure that the both streams and videos and shorts are entertaining. Try to add a little bit of energy and excitement to it. But then also making sure that we're continuing to produce content that's out on the water and on the ice. I think that there's value in doing gear and tech reviews and talking about the new products like we do here in front of a computer screen or in my garage comparing the products. But it's really nice to see when it's actually in use out on the ice catching fish. So that's another way that we can have some fun together, is looking at that content. So what does this mean specifically? What are my goals when I'm going out fishing this year? So one of the challenges you guys probably have seen when I go out on the ice specifically is I have so much gear that I bring with. For obvious reasons, I review the gear and I want to make sure that I'm trying new gear. But I also do a lot with the video content. And when you have video cameras and power and all of that, that adds a lot of weight to it. Over the last couple of years, as I've been getting into building out this channel and interacting with you guys, is I've kind of taken a backseat to being mobile. And this year, what I want to do, not that I'm not going to bring a ton of gear out, because that I think I always will. I'll always have a lot of gear with, but I need to make sure that I'm looking at efficiency and streamlining the process so that way I can be more mobile when out on the ice. The ice house that I'm using this year, one of the ice houses that I'm using this year, the Core Ice House, that is specifically made in a way, in that style and that format, so that way I can drop it once and pull it around with an ATV hooked up to it. I'm not having to pull all my stuff off the ground, put it away, move, drop back down. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be hole hopping on the ATV. We're going to be doing hole hopping out on the ice, just running around, chasing crappies. We're going to be portable this year. I've got my one man we're going to continue to use. So that is a goal for me this year. Continue to be mobile when the fishing is slow. If the bite isn't there, get moving. Obviously, when we're doing a live stream, that's a little bit different because we need that internet connection. Second, capture more underwater footage. I've heard a lot of you guys say, hey, like, we'd love to see underwater footage in the content. I obviously do the live scope screen recording. This year, we're going to do underwater footage recording as well. Some bodies of water are better than others. When you're targeting walleye, I typically won't use an underwater camera just because I've noticed walleye are typically a lot more afraid of seeing that camera. Whereas if we're going after panfish, we're going after pike, we're going after anything like that, the underwater camera is typically not a problem. And if it's daytime, you usually have enough light to make it great. So I've got a camera set up, underwater camera setup that is going to be perfect for the screen recording. It's got high definition video out. And so we'll be doing that. So look forward to that this year. I think it's going to be fun. And we're going to learn a lot about the fish behavior. Next up, streamline my fishing setup. So minimize weight and time needed when set up and getting out fishing. Similar to the first one about being mobile and portable, you need to make sure that you're streamlining the setup. One of the things that you'll see is in my fishing bag that I bring out on the ice, I've got literally like thousands of pieces of gear and tackle inside of that bag, from spoons to jigs to everything that you can imagine. I never really use any of it when I go out there. So making sure that I have species specific boxes, lightening up that weight will make it easier to get out. And making sure that the setup process when you get out on the ice is as quick as possible. How quickly can I get set up? How quickly can I move to the next hole? And what that's going to do is provide better content for all of you. And it's going to allow me to do videos of how am I streamlining my setup? Because I know a lot of you sometimes have those same challenges. How can we make sure that we have a lightweight setup that's going to allow us to be most effective when out on the ice to catch fish? And I think that's what we're all really excited about. And I'm going to get a new to me boat this spring. I'm getting my first boat. I've had decked out fishing kayak previously. I, of course, know a lot of buddies that have boats, done dock fishing, shore fishing, all of those things. But this year, I'm getting into a boat. So we're going to have open water content like we've never had before. I'm really excited about that. And that leading us to more open water fishing videos. I've got to figure out what works here. You guys need to let me know when you're watching open water videos, what is it that you're most interested in those videos? Is it the storyline? Is it the experience in the adventure of chasing something? Is it the challenge videos? Is it a specific species that you like, talking about the tackle and the gear? What is it that you like in the open water videos? That's not something, typically this channel is really focused around ice fishing. We do a little bit in the open water season, but views really do plummet. This year, we need to figure that out to make sure that we have consistency across the year. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of the content that you guys are going to see, we're going to shift towards quality over quantity. Over the last 2 years, this channel really started in January 2021. So we're right at that 3-year mark. I think we've now figured out what you all want to see to a certain point. And so we're going to start shifting up the production standards a little bit more in the editing standards, and really making sure that we're spending our time putting out quality videos that will give that entertainment, the information factor, the education factor that is going to be best for the most viewers. And if we've got videos that are ideas, but we don't think they're going to do very well, or we've got days out on the ice or on the lake that just aren't that great, we're not going to put a video out just to put a video out. We're going to really focus on that quality over quantity. I've dabbled with just putting tons of quantity out in the past couple of years, and it's a lot of work for not a lot of benefit. So we're going to focus on that, which I think is really, really exciting. We're going to average about 1 YouTube video per week. We're going to make sure that we have consistent FGTN video podcasts this upcoming season throughout the entire year. So even after ice season, we're going to be talking open water, and we're going to try some different formats. We're going to be doing some interviews. We're going to be doing some joint podcast episodes where we've got a couple of people talking back and forth, maybe about specific gear or tech related topics. If you guys want to know more about Garmin LiveScope, well, let's get somebody from Garmin on here that can answer your guys' questions. If you guys want to know more about a specific lure or tackle or company, let's get somebody from that company on and have those conversations more to serve you guys in what you want to get out of these podcast episodes every single week. We're also going to be starting behind the scenes content for channel members. I've recently opened up a channel membership on the YouTube channel. I believe it's $4.99 or $5.99 a month. It's just to help the channel out, help cover some of the production costs, gas getting to and from the fishing trips. There's absolutely zero requirement to do this. All of the videos that I put out will always be publicly available for free for everybody. But for those people that are looking to help out the channel and join the membership, there's a different members area of YouTube. And what we'll do back there is answer any of your questions. I do a lot of stuff in my gear garage getting ready for trips, and I'll just do some live streams. We'll pop up on there and do some behind the scenes stuff if you want to see stuff. That's kind of an exclusive community for the people that are really helping make the magic happen. We'll do some other polls and things we'll do back there. This just started a few weeks ago. So if you're interested in checking it out, look at the channel membership. I know it's not for everybody, but we'll continue to have all of the same great content out there free for everybody. It's just going to be some of those other random videos that we'll put there. Something that I started this last year that I've kind of put to the wayside that I'm going to get going again is I know there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are interested or are current creators themselves, where they're trying to get into creating fishing videos, starting up a YouTube channel. If you're one of those people or know somebody like that, I have a Facebook group. We'll talk more about it in the future, not tonight necessarily. Otherwise, you can ping me, leave a comment down below, and I'll link it as well in the description after. But I have a private Facebook group where we've got a bunch of fishing video content creators in there. We've got some that are really big. We've got some that are just starting out. And what I want to do is get all of us together where we can talk through some of the challenges, what's working, what's not working, give advice, and then really surround myself with people that have those same goals that I do and give back a little bit. A lot of you guys support me. And if you guys have questions that I can answer, or any of the other creators in that group, we can go ahead and do that. We've got some decent sized creators in that group too, much bigger than me. Yes. And in the monthly newsletter, we're going to talk about the monthly newsletter. We did sign up starting a couple of months ago. We haven't even sent out our first newsletter yet. We need to get going on that. My goal for 2024 is we're going to continue to make sure that every single month at a minimum, we're getting one newsletter out. And so the FGTN newsletter, you can go to the website. I'll have it linked down below. It's actually linked in the description right now if you want to sign up for it. It's a free email newsletter. And the idea here is we're going to touch on the latest and greatest in news, some of the new gear that came out, any exclusive deals that came out, and then reminders around anything that's upcoming that you're going to want to know about. Not everybody can catch these streams and catch every video. It's going to be a great way for people to hopefully in less than 5 minutes. That's my goal. You should be able to read from the top to the bottom in less than 5 minutes. It's not going to be fluffy long paragraphs. It's going to be bullets. It's going to be to the point. Should be able to skim it and say nothing from you this week, or yes, this is super helpful and impactful. And then there'll be links to all this stuff just to allow you, focusing back on our goals, to be informed and have it be easy and hopefully a little bit of entertaining. Maybe we'll drop some memes and stuff in there. So that is what we got going. What I would love to ask you guys is, what are your goals for 2024? Do you have fishing on your list of things that you want to do more in 2024? Are you planning a way to get that in there? Just looking at chat here, there's a lot of people that are interested in videoing their own. YouTube shorts seem to be popping up. A lot of people, Dizelle is saying that he'd rather just see full videos. So keep the conversation going. And I'll hop into the chat here and in the comments once the stream's over with you guys, and we'll keep the conversation going. But one other thing that I want to show you before we wrap up is this template. I'll link it down below so that you have it. It's a PDF document. So this is something that I fill out every year, and I find it to be incredibly helpful. Don't use it if you don't want to. It's just a framework that I have. So every year, right around New Year's, I set goals for the next year, and I have different buckets that I look at. Financial. So are you trying to save money for a new house, for a new boat, something like that? So you have goals that you want to hit. Intellectual. So this is like, maybe you want to read more books. Maybe you want to learn about a specific topic. Maybe you want to learn about AI to be able to use that in your life, in your job, to help you improve certain things. Family. This is a big one for me this year. I want to make sure I'm spending more time with my family. So I've got a few goals around family. Physical and health, working out, getting exercise, mental health, getting out fishing. That's where the fishing should show up here. Is fishing needs to be number one on this list. Ideally, if you want to have it show up on here, I think this is the right spot for it. But have those goals. Career, are you trying to get promoted? Are you trying to shift your career into a different area? And then at the very bottom, this is probably the most important part, is if you had to say in 3 bullets or 3 sentences or 3 items, What are your priorities as you look through this year? And this is really important for me for a couple of reasons. In what I put here are things that come from my goals. So, for instance, if I really want to accomplish something with the YouTube channel, maybe that'll be my priority number 1, 2, or 3. If there's something with my family that I want to make sure that I'm doing, if there's something from a health perspective that I want to do, the way that this is helpful is when you get those opportunities throughout the year that come up where somebody's like, hey, do you want to go do this? Do you want to go on this trip? And you're at a battle of like, well, I already have plans. What should I do? Or you're thinking about what should I do this upcoming weekend? You look back at this and you say, hey, does this align to my priorities for the year? Because if I focus on these priorities, I should be able to accomplish my goals. And if I do at the end of the year, I'm going to be happier because I set these goals because it's what I want to get done this year and I want to be in a better space. So this is a framework that I use. Again, I'll throw it in a link to this PDF. I've got it on my website. I'll link it so that way you guys can print it out and use it if you want. Throw it away. Don't even look at it, whatever you want. Maybe you have a different way that you look at goals. But I would love to hear what are some of your guys' goals for this year around fishing, around gear, around tech. Are you saving up to get a live scope? Are you looking to get out on like your dream fishing excursion and go target a species that you've never targeted before? Like, what are your goals? Drop them down in the chat. I'd love to hear from you. And we got John Zick, became a YouTube member. Thanks, John, for joining the channel membership. We've got a treat for you behind the scenes. We're really going to get this thing going in terms of the membership and kind of the behind the scenes stuff. So looking forward to interacting with you there. Really appreciate the support to the channel. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. All right. That is all that I had for the stream tonight. So I just want to take this opportunity to say Happy New Year's to each and every one of you. I just got back late last night from a long trip out on the ice up on Lake of the Woods. I've got a ton more trips planned in videos for this ice season. I think I've got 4 or 5 film that we just got to get out. So there's a lot to be done. I hope that all of you are starting to get some ice around your area. The temperatures are really cooling off. If you have anything that you want to see on the channel, make sure that you drop it down in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see on the channel this year. Again, we're going for quality over quantity. So we're going to make sure that we do the videos right as we continue to move forward. Always love you guys' comments in all of the videos. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take it easy.